Today I am talking budget for a niche specialty cash clinic. I'm going to display our chart, our pie chart, so that you can see exactly where all the percentages are going, how much is being spent. I will just explain it so that you can fully understand where the money goes, and perhaps you don't run your clinic in accordance with the way we have it set up, but maybe it'll help you if you want to make some changes or you just have some ideas based on what we do in our clinic. Biggest thing, number one, is payroll. So 42% goes to payroll. That is my doctor, or those are the doctors. Those are the front office staff members, and we currently have a team of close to 10. Sometimes it's 11, sometimes it's less, depending on whether or not people are having babies or are out of the office, but I'd say 10 is our average at any given point in time. A couple are full-time, a few are part-time, so it's just a mix. So 42%, that's where we pace our payroll. We try to stay right around that number. 16% is payroll tax. So that's hefty, and it's something that when I first started the clinic, I was not aware of. 16% is a lot of money that just goes out the window to payroll taxes. That's just payroll taxes. Those aren't the taxes that you're paying on all of your earnings at the end of the year. So realistically, that is another subset of money that you should be putting away, and I'll get into that as I dive in. But 58% should be going to payroll and payroll taxes. That's a lot. Now, in my case, I'm not an employee, so I have an owner's pay that would also roll into those payroll and payroll tax numbers that don't currently. Now, the way we have it set up, I take an owner's pay, and typically that's also the money that we're reinvesting into the clinic, depending on where everything is at. So I'm either taking it as part of my income and then using some of it for reinvestment into the clinic, or we're just kind of changing that all the time. So that number is flexible, but that sits right at 12%. So about a tenth is what I bring home or reinvest into the clinic, just depending on how well everything is going. Rent and lease is 6% of what we spend. So it's not outrageous. It's actually a really good, efficient, low overhead number, and I'm very proud of that. We like to keep that the way it is. We use every inch of our space. We run it very efficiently. Everything gets used, and so not an inch is wasted, which I love. I love to run my life like that, so that is how we run the clinic as well. 6% goes to job supplies. Those are the physical things that we have to purchase every month. It is anything from the face paper that we use on the table to the cleaning supplies to just tools that we need to have. So 6% is where that money goes. Now, 7% is the income tax savings. So that's what I was talking about in regard to the other tax amount that you have to put away. So in total, we're putting away about 23% for taxes, right? 16 goes to the tax payroll, or the payroll tax, and then another 7% is going to our income taxes at the end of the year. So that's what we put away every month. We are typically saving it ahead of time, so that come tax time, we just get to let it go and we don't have to stress about it. But that's essentially what we're doing every month, is putting that aside so that we're prepared for end of year. 1% goes into everything that is extra: insurance, office expenses. That's different than office supplies, things that'll pop up that we have to get fixed. We have to pay somebody to fix it, or to come in and perform a service so that we can move on with our lives. I mean, random things that happen. Meals, just kind of the extras. I like to buy coffee for my team, so that is built in, but it's really just 1% of what we're, spending every year. So it's minimal, but it is important to still budget for that stuff. And then 5% goes to software. So anything from what we are spending for the software we use for billing and for scheduling, and the software itself, and the things that have to go into how we accept payment, all those things, all the software things, 5%. It feels hefty every month for me personally, especially when we have to like go physically get a new computer. Right now, I don't even know how many computers and devices we have. Probably, because some people have their own, but we also have like a clinic phone, we have a clinic iPad, we have obviously the clinic computer, and then all the docs have a computer. So it's a lot in software, which is again something I didn't really anticipate in moving into a clinic. So that's where we sit with our percentages and how we spend money. If you have questions, throw them at us. We always like ideas too. If you have a better idea or way of doing things, do it. But I am proud of the way we run. We run very lean, very efficiently. I'm really big on working toward always paying my employees well. I'm always working toward bonuses and paid time off. And that also moves into, care for when patients go on maternity leave or they get injured or they're sick. I like to have that covered. And so it's always just a matter of putting as much away as you can to provide those extras for your team when you can. Can't always, because there are years when it has to be more lean and it has to shift and you have to get really scrappy. But for the other times, that is what I'm always working toward. And I think our employees know that and they feel that, and I think they feel cared for in doing that. But again, part of the budget, part of the way we try to put everything away and prepare. So again, ask questions if you have them. If you haven't subscribed, do it. We love it when you do. We're so grateful when you do. And we'll be back on here talking more niche specialty care in the future. Bye.